So again, just updates. We finished. We're still actually in preseason mode since school has not started. We start school Monday. We'll be able to practice, of course, this week because of a Thursday night game. We'll use Saturday and Sunday as basically practice days, like you would a Tuesday, Wednesday, work day. We actually did it this past week. Tuesday and Wednesday was the practice day, work day, and then last night we had a little mock game and went through a lot of situations, 2 minutes kicking situations, drives, hands team, onside, backed up punt, pooch punt, Hail Mary plays, whatever. So a lot of good work in that regard. I think we've had a great preseason camp. Very, very healthy. We've had one injury all camp that's cost a kid a chance to play this year. That's Champ Lewis, the defensive back, that's a transfer from TCU, and really thought he could help a little bit too. So that's a little bit unfortunate. He got hurt about the second, third day, just jumping and landed wrong, and just got a knee injury. So he'll miss the season. But other than that, I think yesterday we had Matt O'Gunran and C.J. Turner have been injured in spring, and they're out. We have 3 players that couldn't practice yesterday. Which is so our team's healthy. We've done a fair amount of hitting, contact, full go, tackling. So physically we're stronger. We've got a better looking team, physically, body type. We're just young. We've got a boatload of freshmen, some good looking kids. So we got a lot of work to do. But like the camp and all of that, today we awarded Miles Jackson Jersey 0. We wait till everybody likes the special numbers, so we hold that one to the end, who we think has the best summer camp. The coaches kind of vote on it. Then we asked the kid if he wants to change his number, and so Miles was received that honor today. We will not do captains early. We'll have game day captains and kind of vote our captains towards the end of the season, so it's a season representation. Sometimes you can vote on someone and then maybe their season doesn't go well or injury or something like that. So we'll use a lot of those veteran players, like those 3 young linebackers or transfer linebackers, Marcus Ellie, Potter, Chris Thompson, Miles Jackson, Owen Ostrowski, Von Troy, Malone, Dane Hodge, Malachi Jones. You got Keywan and DJ Jones. A lot of good guys on defense. Offensively, Cam Benjamin, Steptoe and Zion Steptoe and Jeremiah Ballard have really picked it up at receiver. Ethan Hall, Luke McGarry at tight end, O-line Ty Marks, Ray Burnett, quarterback. Kirk will go out as the first quarterback. He's not our starter. The other 2 guys are playing pretty damn good, so I think I'm going to play them and let it see how it goes. I mean, we have really taken care of the ball in a great way. As far as the turnovers and the decision-making and the way our offense is practiced, and we need to be more physical, and the line and tight ends and running game need to keep coming along in a good way. Receivers a little bit young, but the quarterback play has been outstanding. Our freshman quarterback, Tim Carpenter, on the scout team, looks like Kirk did last year as a freshman out there winning the Super Bowl. He's going to be a great young player. Corey Dennis, our quarterback coach, is doing a great job with those guys. So Kirk will go out first, and just that's why I'm a few minutes late. I was talking to him about it. So, yes, he's the starter, but you're going to see those other 2 kids play. Cooper Legal's got more experience than anyone. I know we're all excited because Kirk's a local guy. He's won 1 college football game. And to my recollection, I think he's won 1 game. And so he's had a great offseason. He's had a great summer. He's had a great preseason. But those other guys have too. And it's not going to be a revolving door. We're not going to look over our shoulder. And we're not going to put a guy in. I mean, Kirk's going to run the football. And we have some other guys that are pretty good athletes. They're going to throw the football, and we're going to run our offense. So I think you got a chance to – I'm really excited about that group, and it's a way more dramatic, better group than we were 365 days ago. So I'm excited for that crowd. So I know that's a story for you guys. And Kirk will be here today. You guys can visit with him. But I think you're going to like what you see out of Cardell. And really, Cooper Legas had a great preseason. So that's our team where we're at, and excited for Northwestern State coming in. That's going to be a tough game in these early games. We're playing a team with new coaches. We're playing a team that had to shut down its season last year, so it's a brand new team and a transfer. So what are you going to see? What are you getting? What's the defensive alignments and pressures and coverages? And remember last year, we come out last year and we won a game last year, but if I recall correctly, we turned it over and we're down 7-0. Then we turned over. Then we had a fumble on the opening kickoff. Then our quarterback twisted his ankle, was out for 6 games, and we threw a pick. We played 4 minutes of football, had 3 turnovers, and a quarterback injury. So that's how our season started. And we're playing a team from that conference with the same kind of athletes. So we got off to a poor start last year. I know we settled down and and got that victory. But the coaches they brought in have had great success where they were at the previous institution. You look at defensively, their numbers. Their head coach is out of a coaching background. His father was a great coach. He's a football guy, and you just listen to him when you get a chance to see their interviews and you look at their background. They have a new program. And I'm sure they're going through some bumps and bruises and putting it together, but a lot of respect for the coaches where they're coming from. And I know they're going to have some athletes, and it's a little disconcerting early because you really just don't know what you're getting. You're watching their games last year, and they're playing La Tech and people that were going to play, and you look at the athletes, but then you're watching where the coaches were and trying to figure out, okay, are they really running the same schemes or not? Do the athletes fit the same schemes? So there's going to be a little bit of jockeying early as we try to figure out what we're seeing and all that deal. But we're looking forward to Thursday's night game, looking forward to a great crowd. We have a great home schedule, and we're looking forward to have some great home crowds this year. I think they're going to see a hell of a team.
So on the quarterbacks, will they know ahead of time roughly when they go in and,
Yeah,
what
like,
to expect
okay,
of
you're
them?
in.
So it's more head on a swivel and just gut feel,
You're
that
in.
sort of thing.
I don't know. I just told him, I said, if there was a plan, I've never had a plan in football that worked out the way it's supposed to. The way the ball bounces, and the good Lord has some different thoughts than what I thought the game was going to go. Like I would have told you last year, we're going to start with a pick, and we're down 7, a fumble kickoff, and the quarterback hurt. That was not the plan, but you got to deal with it. So, my just thing, I've watched these guys play, it's not a revolving door. I'm just telling them they have all played. Kirk has done outstanding, and the other two are right on his heels. And they pull for each other, and it's a heck of a group. And Corey's doing a great job coaching them. So I just think we got to play them, and I think we're probably going to need them. As was evident last year, most teams sometimes you're going to need more than 2. I know many, many years in my career, we've needed way more than one quarterback, whether it be Jason White, here comes Hibble. Whether it be Sam Bradford, here comes Landry. Whether it be Rhett Bomar, and by the way, Paul Thompson, come back over here. There's a lot of guys. Last year it was 4. So my thing is, I'm not trying to get them game reps. I think they've earned them. I don't have a plan. Hadn't even thought about it. I've really been working so hard. We've had such a great preseason. I've been so engulfed in rest time, recovery time, what we're doing, what situations, how much time's on the clock, and how many timeouts we got left, and it's 3rd and what are we doing here? That right now I'm kind of really getting into game week mode mentally for me. I've been really just kind of where my feet were preseason, and we've had one heck of a great preseason.
How have those quarterbacks handled that news and how they handled
I don't
the
know. I
battle?
just walked down and walked their use. So I don't know.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay. How do you think they'll handle the news then?
They better handle it well. Somebody's going out there first. And a lot of times they say, well, you don't have a quarterback. I don't know. We don't have a quarterback. If I did, I'd say somebody's a starter. So, yeah, we don't have a quarterback. But I think I haven't said he's the starter. One guy's going first. I got 3 really talented guys that have had great preseasons. We're gonna let it play.
In the opener or North Texas, would you still
try
to get
playing
game
Okie
reps
State,
for all
same
3?
deal. Playing OU, same deal. That's where we're at. And instead of trying to be coy, instead of trying to hide anything, and the offense really is not going to dramatically change based on who they actually have some different skill sets, but they're all pretty good. You're going to see multiple tailbacks. I didn't talk about tailback. Maybe the best tailback on the team is Lloyd Avant. You will see him, and you will see him early, and he is very, very good. So you're going to see some guys. We're going to play a lot of folks. I just hope it doesn't lead to the flow of the game and the chemistry and the timing. Now, we practice a lot, and we have thrown the ball. The 3 of those cats were 41 to 54 in a scrimmage. That's 80 couple percent. That ain't bad. You couldn't have done that last year on air. Okay? So they're playing pretty good. And the guy that had the least completions is the guy walking out first, for what it's worth. The other guys had better, but that's just a scrimmage, and that's just a guy's wide open, so that's an easy throw. So you can take the numbers are made for assistant coaches and guys that lose games trying to justify why they lost. Mathematically, they've all done well. Percentage-wise, I'm looking to see who can lead that team and get us in the end zone. And we've done that, but in scrimmages and in practice modes, it's not the same. You know what I mean? So when the bullets start flying, it's for real, and now everything's going on, and we're right here. Who can play right here?
So like at the Tulane game last year, it felt like the whole energy changed when Kirk played that day.
No doubt.
So,
it did.
Yeah, and is that kind of the edge maybe that puts him out there first now?
I just think the consistency. He's been the most consistent. And not that the other guys have been bad. He's been the most consistent. He's very knowledgeable, great understanding, really good feel, really throws, and his touch and accuracy is very, very good. I mean, high good.
Where would you say this team?
You guys, is this paint like getting you guys kind of?
Yeah, it is. It is. It absolutely.
This might be the best write-ups we ever get. So let's keep it going. Here we go.
We were wondering how long it'd take for you to say something.
Here we go.
So that's good.
I walked down.
The underhit.
Jeez.
The underhit. What? Comparing year one to year two for you, preparing for game one, how would you say that's been?
We have covered way more. Just first of all, like I said, coming into preseason, we're on a better page of we understand them a lot and they understand us. So as far as the, I mean, it's they understand what we're asking, why, and just the situations. I mean, last night, we're 8 seconds, 8-yard line, no timeouts. Try to score a touchdown, don't let the clock run out. 22 seconds, 23-yard line, no timeouts. Can you get a touchdown? We're going to kick a field goal. We got a clock at Mayday. What's up? I mean, you're playing. We're playing second down, playing out, second down, third and long, second down, third and short. We're playing. It's been. I mean, I've pushed the envelope. Like we just sit there and watched the Penn State Indiana game of 2020, where it's 2014 with 2.5 minutes and Penn State scores a touchdown, 21-20. Indiana goes 4 and out, and they give Penn State the ball, and then Penn State lets Indiana lets Penn State score a touchdown to go down 28-20, and they scored 22 seconds and beat them in overtime. There's a play called, we call it downtime and freeway. Get out of the way, freeway, let them score a touchdown. Well, we went through that today in practice. We just showed it to them on tape. A year ago, we were just trying to make sure we could identify and block the play side linebacker. And is it man or zone? So we're way farther physically, way farther mentally. Second year with the coaches, you can go faster. We got a lot of work to do, but it's a fun group to coach, and we've had I've enjoyed preseason, and most times your voice is a little bit different, and your eyes are a little bit baggier, and it's been a really good preseason. Kids have worked hard. It's a joy to coach them.
Yeah, Kevin, the uncertain offensive line, rebuilt offensive line, how you want to term it, did that factor into any quarterback decision?
No, because sometimes you'd say the worst line you might need the run around, and the other two not going are probably the best runners on as far as speed, athleticism, size. You look at it too, like line. Did you guys get the depth chart yet? Yeah, so you got either a redshirt freshman transfer or two true freshmen playing left tackle. You got a veteran guy at left guard. You got veteran guys at center. You're going to see Case and Carpenter, a redshirt freshman at center or guard, and you've got a transfer of freshman. You've got a lot of first-year players playing in that O-line. And that being said, I think you're going to see Ender Aguilar transfer from Cal, but you're going to see Bennett Regalib, the redshirt freshman from Union, playing that right tackle. We're going to need them both, just from a volume standpoint, from a developmental standpoint. Caden Stanton from Beggs will go out there first, but Jack Tanner, the freshman, and Brody Duffels looked outstanding, the Bixby kid. So they're going to probably play. So right now that O-line is probably about 8 or 9, with maybe 5 guys getting 60, 65%, and some guys going to have to tap in to keep them fresh, to keep them playing hard. And what I do like, we did have a change what our coaches left, but Greg Fryer, line coach, was coaching tight end. He's a veteran line coach. Was with me 6 years at Indiana. He's coached at Ann Arbor. He's coached at Tallahassee. He's coached in Gainesville. He's coached him. He's a veteran coach. So he's doing a heck of a job. They're getting coached well. Adrian Mays, that tight end group's going to help him out a bunch. Ethan Hall's a veteran. Luke McGarry's outstanding. Connor Vaughn might be our best one. And you got 2 freshmen that are going to be really great. So you're going to see some in my world, you've seen it before, that when those tight ends are apart, everybody talks about the O-line, but those guys are getting it going as much as that tackle and guard deal. So I think the tight end group will help that. But that O-line is a work in progress, Barry. It didn't figure in the quarterback decision, but it will figure into play calling, strategy, what we can and can't do as we go. Because to me, you do what the quarterback can handle, and you only can do what you can block. And that's always been the case for me.
Michael, are there things that you've learned in previous stops between years 1 and 2 that you've implemented here this year in the transition between years 1 and 2?
No, having been around a lot of good programs, and been a head coach before, I just think we're farther along, so we've been able to push some things, and we're just physically a stronger, better team. We're young, but we are more talented, and so those young receivers, very, 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 very talented. I got a pro scout standing the other day and said, "That's a freshman DB." I go, "Yep." He said, "That's the best one of the whole crowd." I go, "Yep." So some of those guys are going to have to play. But, sometimes when you're green, wet behind the ears, you can have some mistakes. But it's a talented freshman group. It's a great group of transfers coming. Look at the transfers that are starting. Now, we don't build this team on transfers, but Caden Stanton is a transfer that's set to start. Ender Aguilar is set to start. You'll see Jacob Waller, the other offensive lineman, inside, and he'll be playing. Cooper Legaw, the quarterback, will play. The receivers, Zion Steptoe and Jeremiah Ballard, are set to start. Those are transfers. Defensively, Miles Jackson, probably our best leader on defense. Gavin Potter, Chris Thompson, Zach Marcaselli. Our kickers, I think you're going to see our long snapper, Parker Stone, and Seth Morgan are going to be your kickers. So the transfers that came in, we didn't bring a lot of them in, but they're all going to play valuable big minutes with this team. And that's because you've got some decent returners with it, but you got a lot of freshmen. So we're going to have to lean on these transfers as we get this year started.
Yeah, is Ethan Hall as delightful to coach as he is for us to talk to?
Well, Ethan just got recognized for all the American Conference academic recognition. And he started screaming, which he wasn't close to that, but last year we got this thing called Go to Class, and he started going really every class, turned his work, and he was over 3.0 for the year. And he was screaming about it in a good way, but I said, you just got a job interview because somebody's going to pull up your resume and it says he played football, which means he's worked hard and he made it all academic. Must have decent work habits, pretty smart. Hey, get this kid an interview. And so to me, he's like I think he, Anthony Watkins, they've probably grown in my world as much as guys, because I think they went from being hey, I'm just in college, having a little bit of fun, going to class, playing a little ball, or they're kind of doing it like men do it now. And they're taking care of the business academically, and they're practicing hard. So again, he's been a little, he tweaked the groin. It's not a major deal, but he's been a little gimpy with the groin deal, which has caused us to play those young tight ends and Luke and Connor Vaughn a little bit. So he might not get as much game one reps because he's coming off of a leg injury. We're managing a little bit. We'll see how he does this week. He's practicing. We're just trying to be smart with his volume. It's a mild injury.
And yeah, let's talk about the kicking game on kickoffs. I know the Texas transferred Reed Malfers. You talked about he has a big leg before. You talked about him. Talk about how he's doing. And obviously you mentioned Seth Morgan.
Yeah, I think Seth will be like last year. We had Chase Meyer kind of handle the short kicks, very accurate guy, and that's kind of Seth's forte. And I think both a combination of Michael Slava or Reed's been probably a little bit better. They're your kickoff guy, and if you had to really want to push it out and try to push a longer field goal, you might go with those guys. So right now, I think if we play today, we'll see how this week goes. Reed would be the kickoff guy, and Seth will probably be the field goal guy right now.
Okay.
The tragedy down at Northwestern last year. Have you been a part? I assume you've never been a part of anything like that, but have you ever been a part of losing a player in the middle of a year? And
I was at Northwestern years ago when we had the young man, Rashidi Wheeler, that died during the conditioning test in the summer, right before the season started. So
what does that do to a program, and how do you how do you recover from that?
I don't know, and I didn't really study the situation there that caused didn't really get into the details of that, but I know in our situation, I mean it's tough. I mean all these kids are dealing with something. They along the way each year, you're going to have a parent issue, a grandparent issue, a health issue with someone that the kids are always dealing with something. But when it's someone sitting in your room, and last year we had a young man that was in a car wreck that basically broke a hip, dislocated a hip, but he almost went straight into a truck, kind of fell asleep driving back from a family funeral, and we lost him for the season. We were lucky he was alive, to tell you the truth, and so you just say prayers for those people when those things happen. At Northwestern, sometimes we were coming off a good year, and that next year wasn't as good. You could say it's because of that tragedy, but also there are other factors. But when you have to deal with the emotions of losing a teammate, that's very, very stressful for that season. Now, to me, that's an old story there. They're a different team, new coach, new guys, and that tragedy still is. And you say prayers for that kid and his family and friends. But now, not to be callous, but this is a new football team, and it's a new season, and life has kind of moved on from that one. So I don't know how to say that right or wrong.
You've talked about some of the young guys, but on the back end of that defense. I mean, when you go from Devin Robinson to, right down the list from Ashton Williams and Zach Williams, how have they kind of transitioned?
Really good. So if I go through it, I can give you a freshman. Again, let's just start defensively here. You will see Will Smith has been outstanding. Amie Williams, the transfer D lineman, is going to be outstanding. The kid from Angelo State. He'll play a boatload, play a lot. You'll see Will Smith. You'll see Jackson Lee. You'll see Mason Fleming, 3 freshmen. Our young linebackers, which include Aquavius Dunbar and I'm going blank here. 30 miles. Who's my guy from Mansfield? I went blank. No. Elijah Wilson's done outstanding as a freshman. What's our guy from Mansfield, number 30, the linebacker? Miles. I'm totally blank here. His parents are going to kill me. No. Mario Williams. Mario White. Those guys are going to play. You're talking about the secondary. Ashton Williams and Zach Williams have been outstanding. Ashton can play safety and nickel behind Devin. Buddha is another quality guy. Knows he's ahead of a senior, Sean O'Keefe. In the secondary, I think our old guys are doing well. We didn't list the Dante Scott and Elijah Green, but those are 2 talented corners. The O-line, you got 3 freshmen there with Tanner and Duffel, Bennett Ringlev and Kaysen are red shirts. Jackson Ford, Julian Roberts, the freshman tight end, have looked outstanding. Our young quarterback is killing it. Tim Cooper, he's killing it. All those freshman receivers are going to play. Corey Smith, Josh Smith, Joe Williams, Jacob Emmers, Alex Shereen, they're all going to play. I mean, it's a talented group. It's a group that, quite honestly, is sometimes maybe comparable to some Big 12 incoming talent. It's got to be developed. But last year we're playing 4 receivers under 170 pounds. Right now we got 1, and that's Presley at $166. All those other kids, all those kids I just mentioned are 200 pounds, 190 pounds. They're big, they're strong, they're 6'1", they're 6'2", they're 6'3". It's a talented group. They're learning how to play. We have to play through it. I've challenged the coaches. We got them on kicking games, which is scary, but we got to play them so we can keep them happy, we can keep them here, and we can keep developing them. And I apologize to Mario White there. Everybody good?
No, we got one more. Sorry. Right here. Michael?
What is a reasonable expectation of improvement from year 1 to year 2 for your program?
Well, what does improvement mean? You're looking at records. I don't know. We just talked about that with the guys up there. We are phenomenally improved with now 4 summer sessions and a fall and spring of over 3.0 every time. So we've improved there. Recruiting is improved. That's the best recruiting class in the history of 247. Top 50 recruits, 15 of them just walk on the field every day. They're freshmen. So that's 1/3 of the best players that have ever been recruited on paper. Okay, we're going through a preseason camp. We lose 1 guy to injury. And some of you guys watch that. We're hitting now a little bit now. You get out there now. We're actually playing American football. We're contacting now. Okay, and we're hitting. And we got a lot of depth. And a lot of guys going to need to play. Now that sets up, but now what we got to do is not play a game. We got to start playing plays. And it's not about the season, it's not about a game, it's about playing a play. And we got to come out and play the first kickoff and play that play and see what happens and then line up and play the next play. When you got a young team, you don't talk about big pictures. You talk about small processes, daily processes, constant, consistent improvement, and you're playing it one play. And because I would have told you last year we weren't going to fumble that early kick or throw a pick and give it to them first and goal on the 6-yard line. But those things are going to happen. So no matter what happens, we're going to play those plays. And we have progressed. We are well improved. Now, does that translate in the record? That's our job as coaches, not theirs to play. I would be really concerned or worried if we had not done the things we needed to in recruiting or player development or practice the way we practice. We look like it looks. Now we need to go play like you play. And sometimes you're going to have to play through that. My original mentor, we have a thing here, it's called trust. And we take a 2x4, and if I laid it on the ground, we do it for our team, everybody can walk that 2x4. But on game day, that 2x4 comes out of the press box. Now, it's the same 2x4, but what's the risk now as you walk the same walk? And can you walk the same walk and trust that walk when the risks are greater? Because you've done put in the work, and the work's been really, really, really good. Now it's time to go play. And some teams, some guys can take the driving range to the course. Most people can't. and we'll see what our team can do. We'll see how far we can transfer that.
So you do have some veteran guys who were here for the UC Davis game, right? And I just wonder, which was in 21.
I saw that because I watched the game prior to playing that game.
Well, I
As
just
a matter of
wonder,
fact, I actually talked to the coach at UC Davis.
I just
about the
wonder how
team,
much talk there's
which
been.
that was the old Colorado coach, if I recall correctly.
Right. I just wonder how much talk there's been about the danger of underestimating an FCS team just for the sake of them being an FCS team after what happened here 3 years ago.
I mean, we've won 4 games in my time, so we're not underestimating anything. You know what I mean, we got minimal figured out. You know what I mean? Till you go out there and do it in games. We've been talking about great practice, great daily work, taking care of the team, and they bought in and doing it. Now we're going to talk about this game, and to me, this game is. All we've talked about, if you think about it, how you start this game is going to determine how you play the next, because I think that next game on the road is going to be a very difficult game. And you have a tremendous team coming in week 3, then another tough road test, then a conference game on the road, and by the way, here comes West Point. So these first 6 games, there ain't no overlooking anything, because if we want to be good, if we get off to a start, we got a chance to show the improvement that I think's record-wise everybody wants to see. But it's all a moot point if we don't start like a really good team starts. And when you're young, there's going to be some bumps along the way. We got to see how we handle it. That's good. Ladies, appreciate you.